Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative again. Today we're here in Chinatown in Manhattan, and we're using the most basic vlogging rig that I can think of that I currently own, and that's an iPhone 6s, and that's its front-facing camera. So what I've been doing in the past is just telling everybody you can do YouTube, you can do literally everything with just this camera. And I picked this one up for $89 on Simple Mobile. But that doesn't mean you have to get that kind of contract. You could literally just have this as a device and use it on Wi-Fi and record. So what I have this on here is 32 gigabytes, space gray if that matters. It really doesn't, it's just the color. But if you know anything about this camera, the rear camera, the one where you point away from yourself, that's a 4K camera. And I believe that can go up to 4K 30 frames per second. That can do 1080p at 60 frames per second if you want that smoother video, or maybe to slow it down every once in a while. But the front-facing camera is very basic. I believe it is 720p at 30 frames per second. There's no image stabilization, and compared to the new iPhone 11, it's a little bit tighter in the picture that you get holding this away from you. Now, something that I use to help myself a little bit is a pop socket on the back. That way I hold the pop socket, I get a little bit of a more secure fit, and I don't have to worry about this falling out of my hand. But because there is no image stabilization on here, that's really all I'm relying on to get stable footage. If I have to move a little bit quicker than a normal walking pace, you're going to see some jitters, some movement. I'm sure you see something right now. I can actually see myself in here, and I'm kind of moving up and down. If you do get the iPhone like 11 Pro or the iPhone 11, you're gonna get that image stabilization, and actually you will get that with a lot of the cameras that are currently out there. It's just, for those like fine tuning, those little tweaks, that's gonna help out a lot. But for $89, what you can do here is you can film, you can use iMovie to edit, and then you can push this to YouTube and you have all of your content. Now the great thing about this is, as long as you have proper lighting, you really don't have anything to worry about by using this camera. Now what I use personally is a TV on YouTube set to a white screen that plays for 10 hours. So it literally is my light box. And with that, I get balanced lighting. I can turn down the exposure a little bit to get a nice crisp image, and that's all I need. But outside, you don't really get that. So here we are in overcast. You know, it's not the nicest of days, but actually overcast is one of the nicest ways to get balanced light because everything is dispersed. It's kind of like a giant light box up here. And because of that, yeah, everything is kind of properly lit. Unless it's really dark and unless it's raining, then this doesn't have an official IP rating. That means it's not going to be, well, who knows how this is going to be in water. It's not something I want to try out, even though it is about $90. But if you want to buy a phone with an IP rating, you're going to have to go for a little bit more. And I'm just waiting for the traffic here. So let's see. So for this, I think it's perfectly fine. If you get the acceptable lighting, like maybe don't go down into really low light, then I think you will be fine. If you're okay with the shakiness of this and how it currently is, that's fine. But remember, even though you're doing stuff on the go, if you have this like little pop socket or anything on the back that can, or maybe not even anything, as long as you have a case that's not really too slippery, you can set this down. You can set this down, you can talk, you can do everything you need, you can film, and then you are all set. But let me know what you think. I'm having a perfect time using an iPhone 6s front or back camera to do any kind of filming. I think it's just like a good little way if you can't afford the best of the best, either a Sony camera, a Canon camera or anything like that, you can at least get this. And just go and make your channel and just make content. Alright guys, this has been Matt for Creative. We've been taking a look at an iPhone 6s, particularly the front-facing camera, which is not the best, but it's perfectly acceptable for anything that you want to do. Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're here with an iPhone 11 Pro using the front-facing camera. I just did a video on the iPhone 6s and using its front-facing camera for vlogs, literally for setting up if you have the proper lighting at home, and that I got it for $89 at Simple Mobile. For about $100, you can have a perfectly acceptable vlogging rig or video making rig at home. If you want to start making YouTube videos, that's literally all you need. So what I was doing is I was walking around in Manhattan. On that phone, have a pop socket. On this one, I don't. So I'm just kind of using my claw to hold the phone and trying to get some, not so shaky footage. Now, one thing you should know about the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro is that it does have front image stabilization. It's not optical, it is digital. So it's going to make it look a little bit better. It may look a little bit shaky, me looking at this here right now, but that's fine. Now what you're gonna get here is better front-facing quality. I believe this goes up to 4K. You do get enhanced HDR, so things won't look so blown out, even though right now I'm looking at the screen and all I'm seeing is white behind me. Let's just see if we look at that separately. Separately, that does look okay, but when I'm in the picture, it's not that great. Another good thing is, with the iPhone 11 11 Pro, you get a much wider field of view. So while I'm on the iPhone 6s, it's kind of like this. And at the same arm's length, if I go like this, I get more. So if I have people with me, I have other people around, I can get more of the city around me. And as you know, if you do use an iPhone 11 or 11 Pro, you can now use, I believe the program is iFilmic Pro, where you can use the front and back camera so you can film simultaneously, and then editing, you can switch back and forth. It just makes things a lot easier so you can capture what's going on in front of you and then what's going on, on you. But this is just me trying this out, saying you can use an iPhone 6s, it's perfectly acceptable, but then this is what the quality of an iPhone 11 is. This is the best that you can get from Apple. There are different phone manufacturers making different cameras all over the place at all different price points. But for me, using iMovie and then uploading to YouTube is an extremely simple process. I can make a video, edit a video slightly, and upload it all within maybe 10 to 15 minutes. It's an extremely quick and easy experience. All right, guys, if you have any questions, leave in the comment section below. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at m8b9, and you can also email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.